Okay, so what you're looking at here basically is a portable setup and a portable stroke car setup. Not mobile, but car, supporting the antenna and providing power for the rig. I'll describe the various components. We have the backpack containing most of the equipment in one go. At the back there, the fishing rod bag actually contains an original fiberglass pole fishing rod, and to the right is a homemade base stand for the car, at the bottom of which is a small plastic box full of useful tools should there be any problems on site. The rucksack was purchased many years ago from Marks and Spencer. I don't suppose they do it now. It was originally sold as a fishing rucksack due to the stool. The stool folds back to this position, leaving the shoulder straps free to carry. Comes out this direction, forms a nice seat, and there's Velcro on both. The idea being that that can go over and trap the rod across for carrying purposes. Rucksack's got main pouch, snap fastenings, opens up. It's packed a certain way to stop the antenna wires from tangling up. That's one leg of the dipole. Then there is the other leg of the dipole, along with the coax BNC connector PL259 on the end of it. The rig in a protective case, sit nicely on the lid on the stool when you're operating. Plastic pouch containing 2 or 3 pens, and what there is in there is a notepad plus a mobile logbook from WAB. Next item is the dipole 1-to-1 balun, BNC socket, 2 screw connectors with holes in, pass the antenna wire through, tying it down. The dipole can be stretched out in both directions. The microphone for the rig. And then the 7 amp hour 12 volt battery clipped on with a pair of power poles. Then the rig cable with a pair of power poles at the end, the 6-pin into the rig. And finally 2 wooden chocks lined with sandpaper. These go against the side of the trig pillar, and the pole is held by 2 bungee cords which go around the trig pillar, pulling the pole, the bottom section of the pole tight first. The rig itself is an Icom 706 Mark II-G, full HF bands through to 70 centimeters with a modification, 300mm length of data cable to a data socket which plugs in the microphone connection on the back. One of the main problems I found with this rig is in use, that's the microphone socket underneath. There's a dangerous snapping the socket off. This way I can just plug it into the front. So quite heavy. That and the battery is what makes up the weight of the backpack. Unpacking now is the 2 main items for portable operation. One is the complete portable pole with its end caps, each end. Taking this to this end, remove the cap, and all the put over sections are inside. It's what's known as a put over fishing pole. That is to say, each section puts over the next section and it grows in height. These two are two electric fence posts for farming, but I've cut off all the clips all the way up, left the bottom one, top two, but the end of the dipole just hooks round there. So onto this pole, the top section, slides the ballon like that, ready for it to go on. It consists of a 1-to-1 ballon inside. I've cable tied and glued on a section from a biro that's tapered so that when it slides down it locks onto the pole. Only lightly, nothing needs to be fastened tight. If you do, you have a heck of a job to get it back off again. The equipment so far, good for portable operation, out up against the trig with the battery, but there are times the trigs are at the side of the road, you can park alongside them, and for those purposes I made up this car stand. It's just some timber, a couple of long bolts with the wing nuts, large washer, push the bolts back, bring this up, push the bolt back through. This is the bottom of the unit, goes that way up. I shan't fasten these, goes that way up, and as you can see by any mud that's on it at this moment, you drive your car onto there. This then becomes a piece of tube clamped on with a bolt through the bottom to stop the pole going fully down. This is the base section of the pole, and it can slide straight down into there. Put some tape round it just to make it a tight fit on there. Doesn't really need to be, just stops it rattling in any wind. A couple of little bits of reflective tape for it's becoming dusk. I usually put this bottom section in first, just leave it there, then build the rest up, putting them on top, starting with the top one, work your way up, and then finally lift it up and put it on top at base one. Before I go out trig point activating, I like to check out the trig on Google Earth Pro, which has all the trig points loaded into it. This saves me some grief as to whether or not I'll be able to get to the trig pillar, whatever. Very good piece of software, fascinating if you've never used it before, and quite interesting. It's just loading up at this moment. Take a moment or two. I've set the starting location around the Tor Bay area. As you can see on this side over here, click on the trig points, and up come the trig points in that area. You can zoom into any of them. I'll zoom into one I activated recently, TP6711 Walls Hill. You can actually go closer and closer and get a good view of the location. Click on the pin, shows you TP6711 Walls Hill, WAB square SX96. There's also a link, show on trig pointing website. Up comes the trig pointing UK website with the pillar TP6711 Walls Hill, the actual Ordnance Survey coordinates for it, But the interesting part is if you go down, you can see other people who visit it. For instance, Sky Paddler, difficult to access. Please note the remnants of narrow path. I give you all the details plus other photos that other people have taken. So that's a good way of finding out whether you can actually reach it. In this case, that is the range in Torquay, the large store. There's a path just there, travelling up round the side, comes out here, round there, through there, round there, and round to the trig. Sounds great, sounds straightforward. It was one of the most difficult trigs I've ever activated. But that's the software I use. I also have a Samsung Galaxy A7 tablet with the same software loaded, the same ones on, and with the GPS switched on in the tablet, I'm able to home in on the actual trig pillar location if I can't see it directly.